Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 22 of my restorative yoga challenge. I thought that I would have run out of poses by now, but clearly I haven't. There are so many things you can do just with a couple props and your body. In this pose, we're going to be doing a sort of abdominal release using a prop underneath our stomach and laying face down. I don't quite have a name for it, but I'm sure I'll find one afterwards. I'm going to be doing this pose on the floor with a blanket over my mat for extra softness. I'm going to use a folded blanket for my head. A pillow would work there as well. And I'm going to use a Pilates ball for underneath my torso. I'm going to place it sort of on my lower stomach. And then I'm going to come to lay face down with my head on the prop. You can definitely experiment here. Feel what works well for you. If you don't have a Pilates ball, I'd recommend using a stuffed animal or something that's kind of soft and squishy. It can feel good to roll up and down the prop a little bit. And when you're ready, just settle into a still place. You can experiment with placing your arms long in front of you. I'm using a cat's bed here, has a little extra support for the ends of my hands. And I found that for me, I need a little bit more elevation in my forehead. I don't like feeling like my face is pressed into something. So I found that rolling up the blanket worked well to give me that elevation and help me to breathe a little bit. I also found that my deflated Pilates ball was not deflated enough for my liking. So I needed to release the air and have a little bit of less of a pressure in my stomach. So definitely experiment and see kind of, do you want a little bit more of that feeling or do you want less of it? And feel free to ditch a prop or find something else if it's not working. It should feel pretty activating in the stomach. You will have something pressing into it, but just make sure that you can still feel like you can breathe over that and you're not, hurting yourself. This pose was really interesting for me because I noticed partway through that my legs had this complete release, and I could actually see it on the camera, on the film, where my sort of lower half of my body just really softened and opened up. So I think that happened maybe about halfway through holding the pose. But when things like that happen, it's just kind of proof for me that doing this body work, it takes time, but it does have effects, and we can really release tension in the body, and often we don't even know that we're holding it there. So we're not going to hold this pose for too long. I think the total pose will hold for less than 15 minutes. And I'll probably leave you in silence as well since it's a short pose. But I invite you to focus really on breathing in this pose. Focus on the abdomen and focus on really relaxing the torso, really relaxing the stomach, relaxing the hips into the floor. Just allowing yourself to let gravity do the work here for you. Allow the body to really melt. All right, we're going to prepare to come out of the pose now. So when you're ready, you can slide a little bit, remove the prop from under you, roll into one side. Just take a moment here to pause. Thank yourself for doing the practice, being with your body, and thank your breath for allowing you to be here and be in this life. When you're ready, you can gently sit up and take your time before returning.